I've been coming to the Someday every day since they opened. In 1990, I began, for reasons separate from this, began memorizing T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland. And 5-6 years later, I had it memorized, and over the past years, I've been sort of working on as a performance piece. And I've always, because the Someday's been very close to me, always wanted to perform it here. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain. Winter kept us warm, covering earth in forgetful snow, feeding a little life with dried tubers.
Founded in 1993 in the heyday of grunge rock and hipster coffee shops, the story of Davis Square's Someday Cafe sputtered to a halt in the summer of 2006, with all of 2 weeks' notice.
That's the Someday over there.
You ready?
That's where I've been hanging out for 2.5 years. Now I guess it's not going to be there anymore. I heard it's because they don't want hippies and people with no money hanging out there anymore.
The Somerville coffee shop had attracted a strong contingent of loyal patrons over the years, and as the last days wound down, many were eager to talk about what the Someday had meant to them.
Here you could come, you could stay, you could come in on a really bad day, you know, you had a death in the family or something like that, you could talk about it with the people behind the counter. They give you your coffee for free, and you can't do that in a lot of other venues.
And a friend of mine, on a very, very snowy Saturday, it was after a huge storm on Friday, March 12th, 1993, told me that a brand new cafe had opened right in Davis Square. I was very excited. So I came down on that Sunday, which would be March 14th, and that was exactly 4,900 days ago today. And I would come every morning and about half the evening, so if you calculate that out, it's about 7,000 cappuccinos, I would guess. Why do you never speak? Speak! What are you thinking of? What thinking? What? I never know what you're thinking. Think! I think we are in Rat's Alley, where the dead men lost their bones.
For the price of a cup of coffee, you could come and visit with everyone else and all the people in your neighborhood. So it wasn't like a lot of Davis Square is becoming filled with a lot of eateries. Some of them kind of Tony and Chic and Fafa, Shishi Fafa.
Tweet, tweet, tweet. Jug, 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 jug.
Eateries. So in order to, if you were like a wealthy grad student, you could afford to sit down at one of those eateries and schmooze with your friends. But all you needed to do was have the price of a cup of coffee to come to the Someday. So it was more inclusive that way.
Bars are like that at nighttime, I think. When you see people you know from the bar, like and you say, hey, what's up? And you have a drink, buy them a drink or whatever. And people are that way in the morning here, but it's coffee in the morning, beer at night. And so I think it's an important social feeling because people tend to be more and more isolated, and it's the opposite of that. You know, there's no goal. It's not goal oriented. You just show up.
You know, if more coffee shops were like the Someday, I think that the government would have no choice but to improve itself.
This, I'm holding in my hand the last espresso. This is the last espresso that can be made here at Someday. Put in this wine glass. I'm feeling like I need to take it around and have everyone get one last sip of the last espresso. Would you like the last sip?
There was talk among Someday employees in the final days and in the following months of opening a new employee-owned coffee shop. But nothing ever came of that. The Someday was replaced by a fancy creperie, and the community around it scattered to the wind.
Watching people sip their coffees, order coffees, making coffee, espresso, grande latte.